Hi guys, back with a video that is really long overdue. It is going to be a flip through of the planner that I took with me to Disney. So I did take this planner as well as my Erin Condren, but I did decorate in here a lot more than I did my Erin Condren because there was more space and I used dailies in here. So if you want to see how I decorated and filled out for my last Disney trip in late November / December, then just keep on watching. So this planner I do have a setup on. I did an almost beginning to end setup of this planner on my channel. I'll have that linked down below. And then if you hear background noise, the kids are home. It's a Saturday when I'm filming this, and I believe I might have a like prepping for Disney in this planner on my channel also. I do think those are two separate videos. If they are, I'll leave them both linked down below. So I'm not going to go too much through the setup, but pretty much just how it kind of looked after, or looks after a trip. I haven't even emptied this. I did take stickers that were larger and I kept them separately, but here I just had some stickers. I don't even think I touched any of these that was in here. The main section in here is my dailies. Let me zoom in a little bit so I can go over each day. So this year, last year, this time, come on and focus. I decided to pull a whole bunch of different washi tapes with a bunch of different colors. So when I brought stickers with me, I just chose ones that had a variety of colors. That way each different like theme or spread could, like, I could match the stickers, if that makes any sense. As I flip through, you'll see. So I did pre-decorate every single page, and I kind of chose different, like a different color scheme for each week, or not each week, each day. So as you can see, whatever washi tape I pulled for the bows is what I went with for the stickers for the most part. So as you can see, red and green, a blue theme, a green theme, and you'll see that throughout that is how I pulled my stickers for the day. So let's just jump in. I'm just gonna kind of go over how our trip was. I honestly don't remember our trip. It's been 5 months since we went. 5 months? Yeah, pretty much 5 months. So my memory is horrible, so I don't remember, but I'll just show you kind of how I used it. Can I zoom in a little bit more? That's the wrong way. Okay, I don't want to lose anything. I think this looks pretty good. Okay, so this was packing day, so it wasn't really filled out too much because it was literally just packing and then final to-dos for the day before we left. So I didn't decorate too much, but I did kind of do it chronologically. Is that the right word? Yes, that is. And this I usually used chronologically in my daily plans while we were in Disney. So it just has a whole bunch of stuff that we had to do. Drop off the dog, drop off the cat. We picked up dinner so we didn't have to make like a bunch of dishes the day before we left. A final vacuum of the whole house. We like a really clean house before we go on vacation, so when we come home it's not like crazy. Had to wash the cars, of course, had to get Starbucks before we left, and then we wanted to make sure that we had an early bedtime because we had to get up super early, like 4:30-ish. Well, me and the hubs and the kids, we woke up a little bit later. And then I always have like a final to-do list. Usually it's unplug stuff and then vacuum and then set up our cameras that we have around the house. And then, yep, and then just pretty much packing day. So this was the day before we left. The next day doesn't have too much on it because it was pretty much just a travel day. I would use a like journaling card for the most part, I believe, on every single day, just to kind of decorate the area so it's not a full dot grid. So here is just this one. I have everything chronologically that we did. So depart, our flight, pick up the car, Target run as always, and then hotel and unpack. We did eat in and out this day, and on the plane we had to make sure to get homework done. And then fast flight, longest wait for our car. It took forever to get our car this year. I don't know what it was, but with all of that waiting, we actually got a brand spanking new car. It only had 4 miles on it, so that was really nice. Like, it wasn't sat in and farted on, and you know, it was a super nice brand new car. We did pit stop and In-N-Out for food because we were just waiting so long for the car, and then lots of traffic, and yeah, and then planning time at night. Here's the next day, and as you can see, I just pulled stickers to match the washi tape and then my bow washi. So starting over here, a lot of the days kind of got flipped around because of the rain, and we wanted to avoid the rain as much as possible. We did end up going one day and it was the most magical day ever. So this day was actually scheduled for Disney Day. Usually if we're going to anywhere like Disneyland or Legoland or wherever we're going, I'll put the hours right up at the top on this side, just so I know what the hours are for the day. So we planned on going to Disney, but this day was rainy and we didn't want to head there. Plus we had my grandma with us too, and we didn't want to have her sit in the rain and hang out in the rain because she doesn't ride all of the rides. So we skipped that. Instead, we went to the Discovery Cube. That is always a must-do on our trips. We always head there. Went to Target, had to pick up the stroller, which we didn't even end up using. And then I just had stuff planned for Disney, but because we didn't go, that did not happen. I wanted to pick up balloons. I always try to pick up balloons the very first day that we're there so we can decorate our room with it, but that didn't happen because we didn't head to Disney. We did get a Keurig this year, which was amazing because I need my coffee. We did have dinner at Olive Garden and we went to the mall instead for this night. And then here I just decorated. So I bring my LG Pocket Photo printer, which I also have a video explaining a little bit about that printer, and I usually bring it on all the vacations because it's just so simple. It's just an app on your phone and you can print pictures from it. I'll leave that link down below. It's a very old video, so yeah, just keep that in mind. I just printed some pictures of what we did that day and then just did some journaling of what really happened. So this is kind of almost a pre-plan. Sometimes I do write things after the fact over here just to kind of fill it up because I do like a semi-fuller spread. And then here I'll just get into a little bit more detail about what we did for the day. So like I said, we had a change of plans. My dad and my grandma were playing on one of the like face, like you can make your face kind of thing. Kids eating cookies. We always do the cookie decorating at the Discovery Cube, and then we went to the mall and had dinner at Olive Garden. We don't have an Olive Garden here, so we always make sure to head to Olive Garden. Okay, this day we went to Universal Studios. Like I mentioned, most of this stuff is kind of filled out beforehand, but a lot of it is after the fact when we get back, and I just write in what we did chronologically. So this is when we wanted to leave. I could not forget the tickets because we prepaid for them. We did the studio tour first thing in the morning, and honestly, Universal Studios is not for our family. It's not for us. We learned that Ryder doesn't like simulation rides, and I got a headache after the first one we went on, which was I think Minions. And yeah, so we pretty much just went for the studio tour and Sephora and shopping. That's literally all we went for. We didn't ride any rides. We ate lunch there. So I don't think we'll be going back there anytime soon. I don't think my headaches are going to change, and just Universal Studios is not for us. Plus, not a Harry Potter fan, so even then, we didn't even walk into Harry Potter land world. I don't even know what it's called. My apologies, but yeah. So yeah, we planned to have dinner at Buka's because we thought we would be there all day, and Buka's was right outside. We didn't do that. Instead, we hung out at downtown Disney instead, and I bought a new Alex and Ani bracelet. And yeah, just took some pictures, posted them here. Ryder doesn't even know who Bart Simpson is. Is that Bart Simpson? No, isn't Bart Simpson the son? See, I don't even know who he is, but he wanted him so bad. Destiny got a can of Duff, which isn't that beer? I don't even know. But I just journaled, love the studio tour. Ryder doesn't like simulation rides, only rode Despicable Me because it just gave me a headache after that and I couldn't ride anything. I put small kind disappointed, but that's only for our family. And then just wrote down that we walked to downtown Disney. The next day was Saturday. Usually the first Saturday that we're there, we go to Legoland. I don't know why, but I think that's pretty much been since the beginning. So as you can see, I have the black washi, bow washi here, so I themed the stickers around that color. This worked so perfectly just for the entire trip and bringing stickers with me and planning, so I think I'm going to be doing that this year also. I don't really write the hours for here because we just go at like when they open and then we stay till whenever, and it's usually not till closing, so I didn't put the time here. It's usually Disney that I'll put the time so I know when they're open and closed too, because we take a break in the middle of the day. So we wanted to leave at 8:30. We hung out at Legoland, and then we came back around 3 and went to Target, had In-N-Out for dinner, and then we had a early bedtime. I think we were just so tired. As you can see, I put so tired. We needed to get more water because our coffee machine was drinking all the water for some reason. We had a barbecue lunch at Legoland. Legoland has the best blueberry muffins. I could eat like 500 of them, and they're so good. And yeah, that is kind of what the day looked like. And then going into a little bit more detail with some pictures here. I love this printer. It's perfect for what I need it to be, and the quality of the pictures are good enough for what it is, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like these pictures are pretty clear. Like on camera you can pretty much see, like, this picture is pretty small and you can see everybody's faces minus Jaden's, but he is in the shade. So I do think that this printer is pretty good for what it is. Okay, and then just another Project Life card. I did bring, I think, enough for each single day, and then I chose beforehand which one I want to put in here, and then I just slid in the Project Life card into each day. So just a few things. I just put 1 through 5 to kind of give myself like a layout and idea what I want to use it for. Blueberry muffin, Skipper School ×2, no traffic jam. Skipper School is the boat ride that you drive yourself, and the past years that we've got stuck, or somebody got stuck, so we had to get stuck in a traffic jam. Kiddos took the GoPro through the hideaways, so we gave the kids the GoPro and they just ran through the hideaways with it all by themselves. And yeah, I don't even think I've ever looked at that footage yet. I don't even know what the GoPro is. Back of the roller coaster ride, which is always the best seat on any coaster. And then we had In-N-Out for dinner. Moving on, what did we do? We planned to do Discovery Cube, but we switched some days, so we did go to Disney instead. We ate at Bengal Barbecue. Everybody loves eating here, even the kids, I think, because it's chicken and there's sauce on it. So yeah, I put buy balloons ? I don't even know if we did, but that's that. We did have a nap time. We usually have nap time every time we go to Disney, so we'll go at rope drops, come back in the afternoon for a nap time, and we make sure that the 2 little ones nap, because otherwise they'll just be too tired. Got a phone call and now I forget where I was. I'm pretty sure I was talking about nap time and how we go back, because if not, the kids are just super tired when we go back to Disney, and we try to make the most of our days. We do always go back pretty early to get an early start for the next day. So yeah, we ate dinner at Olive Garden. Again, like I said, we don't have an Olive Garden here, so we do try to go as much as possible because we do like Olive Garden. And then early bedtime. I don't think this was an 8 p.m. bedtime, but it was definitely early. But this timer thing, the timed section only goes till 8. And then these are some things that we want to make sure we did. And that was souvenirs, check the weather, and then Disney Starbucks. We had our first one because this is our first day in the parks. And then I just have this memories. I just chopped it off of a Project Life card, and then it just put some pictures. These little ride stickers I did make myself, so I did find the images on Google and make stickers into them, so I do not sell them. And we just rode all these rides apparently. So today's ride list, and then I just rode all the rides that we went on for our first day in the parks. Moving on to Monday, this was change of plans again. I don't remember what it was. Wait, trying to see. Oh, so at first it was supposed to be a relaxed day, but like I said, we moved around days because of the weather, and so it was supposed to be a relaxed day, do whatever, go to the mall, just find something to do, but instead we did go to Disney. We started in California Adventure Park, and what we always do is we get fast passes for Radiator Springs Racers, and then we will head to Toy Story Mania to wait for our time slot for Radiator Springs Racers. We headed to Toontown, did some Main Street shopping, nap time, and then I believe, oh yeah, we rode Radiator Springs Racers at night. So usually we get our first fast pass first thing in the morning, and then so we always have a time slot of usually between 9 and 10 a.m., which is great. Get that out of the way before the parks get super crowded. But this day we ended up waiting super long for Toy Story Midway Mania, so we did go through like the wheelchair side, and because we had a group of 7, we weren't able to go on the first car that went around. And I don't think we were able to go on the second car that went around also because it didn't fit enough. And so we had to wait for like a third round for the wheelchair section. And so they gave us a free fast pass to use for whatever ride at whatever time. I love those fast passes. So we saved them and then used them to ride Radiator Springs Racers at nighttime because it's the best. So yeah, during the break on this day, we wanted to do laundry because this was kind of like mid-trip sort of. And then I reorganized the room. I have to have our hotel room pretty organized and I have to know where everything is. I won't let John unpack. I have to unpack myself so I know where everything's going. Everything has a place so everything comes home with us. I pretty organized when it comes to the hotel room. Yeah, that's just my thing. Even if we do a staycation for one night, like I have to organize everything and make sure everything has a place so everything comes home. So I reorganized the room because after, I don't know, less than a week there, you know, things were getting a little bit out of hand. This night we did buy Spirit jerseys and then no Magic Morning Hour tomorrow. I think because we switched days around so we didn't have to get up early. And then here's just some pictures for the day. Here's Jaden. Jaden doesn't ride any of like the drop rides. He rides Dumbo, and that's all he rides pretty much. So he is forced to usually hold everybody's things, especially because we didn't have the stroller this year. So he was forced to hold a lot of the things when, especially like my dad went on the ride or yeah. So anyway, here was Grizzly's Run. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Anyways, he doesn't go on that ride. My dad and then the two little ones went on, so he was forced to hold ears and glasses and backpacks and purses and everything. So yeah, they went on that ride twice in a row. We had fun in Toontown. Shopping, I put S&S equals shopping and Starbucks. We went to Pixar Pier, which is the first time that we saw that. Absolutely love it. It's so cute. I love Bing Bong in that store that's on the pier. It's so cute. What happens when you hold everyone's stuff, and I just drew an arrow to Jaden. And then Ryder had long hair. He doesn't anymore. He did have a cut. He did have long hair, and we would tie it up in what we called a Maui bun, because you know when Maui puts up his hair in a bun, puts it on top of his head just like a girl would, but he had beautiful hair. Ryder had beautiful hair. He didn't want to cut his hair, put his hair up in a Maui bun, dressed in the most boyish clothes you could ever see. He's got his Cars Land shirt on. If you look at his face, he looks like a boy. Everybody started calling him princess. Everybody said, okay, come on, little girl. Oh, you look so pretty, little princess. And he had forgot his hat, I believe, this day. So we did have to purchase another hat for him. No, I don't think it was this day. This is the day we bought his first hat. So we bought him a hat and he never had any problems. But it was just irritating because boys can have long hair. Like, he had beautiful hair. That's why we didn't cut it. He didn't want to cut it. He loved getting his hair put up in a Maui bun, and just so, I don't know, it's just so frustrating. He does have it cut now because he did want to finally cut it, so no longer have that problem. There's a piece of picture that I trimmed off stuck in here. Oh well, we're just gonna leave it. But anyway, that's my little rant. Everybody just saw his hair and just thought he was a boy. They didn't look at his face. They didn't look at his clothes. They didn't look at his shoes, his shirt. Just people. Anyways, moving on to Tuesday. We did go to Disney, but we did skip Magic Morning Hour, which is where you can go in the parks for an hour early. Like, I'm reading everything because I'm trying to figure out what we did because I don't even remember. So apparently I put, Magic Morning Hour. So this was already here before our day, I guess, kind of changed. Rope drops at 7 a.m., gates by 6:20, but I put nope. So I guess we didn't. We stayed on the Disney side, snacked through lunch, nap time. The kids took a long nap, I guess. Exhausted, skipped Disney, and we relaxed. So we didn't go back to the parks this day, apparently. And then IHOP for dinner because it's right next door, and we fell asleep at 10. So here's just some pictures that I printed for the day. Like I said, I have Project Life cards taped in here and then to match the spread. teacups, Alex and Ani, missed rope drops because apparently, I guess we slept in. I don't even remember. Just wrote down a few things that we did. More shopping, so tired, no Disney night section, time for rest and recuperation. That was that. Moving on to Wednesday. I believe it was raining this day, and we were debating whether or not to go just because we didn't want to put my grandma in the rain, but we were running out of days to actually go to Disney. And so we debated pretty much all morning whether or not to go to Disney. It was raining, it was drizzling, it was raining, drizzling, and then it kind of cleared up and we're like, you know what? Let's just go. My grandma made the decision to stay back in the hotel. My dad told her it was raining, that we were gonna go to Disney. She's like, oh, you know, I'd like to just stay in the hotel. Like, she has her books, she's got the TV, so she could stay warm because she got really cold easily. So that made it a little bit easier to decide to go, and it was the best decision ever. We rode so many rides. We went on Thunder Mountain, which is by far my favorite ride ever. We went on 3 times in a row, and I think we took a break, and then we went back on 2 times in a row because there was no lines for everything. We did still go back and take a nap, and then we went back at night. It did rain a little bit more at nighttime, but I don't know. Finally got my night castle picture, which I always like to take a picture of the castle at nighttime. I do it every year, so I have the same picture pretty much every year, but it just, I don't know, adds to the magic. But anyway, so here we have the pictures. As you can see, like, we're not soaked or anything. It did drizzle here and there, but it didn't pour when we were there. Everything was all wet, but who cares? This was pretty much the most magical day in the past 8 years that we've been in a row ever. Like, just the wait times, it was amazing. It was amazing. So rainy day equals best Disney day. No lines, lots of rides, multiple times. I like to buy the mystery pin boxes if there's like a Cheshire Cat in there, and just hope that I get a Cheshire Cat. And usually I will ask the hubs to pick the box. He has like this 6th sense, 7th sense, I don't even know. I think 6th sense is you can like see ghosts, right? I don't even know. He has an 8th sense, 10th sense, whatever. But he can like kind of see, like, okay, for example, the fortune cookie. He 98% of the time knows which side the fortune is going to come out on. So you know when you rip the fortune cookie, it usually gets stuck to one half of the cookie. He knows 98% of the time what side that's going to be on. I don't know how. So he picked a box. He's like, no, don't pick that one. Pick the one behind it. And what was in there? The Cheshire Cat pin that I wanted. I don't remember which one it was at this point. It's on our pin board, but it was in there. Okay, and we pin traded for another Cheshire Cat pin. So this was just like the most magical day at Disney ever. It just was amazing. Rain wasn't too bad. It was just cold, and we had lots of food and snacks that day, apparently, probably because it was cold and we were just trying to warm our bodies. But yeah, the only downfall was that it was cold. The little ones, they don't actually get cold too often. This day is pretty empty. Why? Oh, so this day we were supposed to go to California Adventure Park, or go to Disney, start in California Adventure Park, but this day was very, very rainy, like a lot of rain, and we still had some wiggle room in our plan. So instead we decided to go to the mall. This was a mall that we've never been to before. I just kind of googled, you know, malls. This one we never been to, so we went to that one. It's our new favorite mall. I love that one. We also went to Orange Outlets, I believe it's called. We usually don't go to them all, but this year we did also. We went to Denny's for dinner because it's very close. Early bedtime, make Disney must-do list. I guess one of these days coming up was our last day, and usually I make a must-do list for our last day in Disney to make sure that we catch everything that we wanted to do, make sure we do the stuff that we didn't get to do. So that was that. Here we went to the mall. I didn't take much pictures because it was the mall, so we did go to Build-A-Bear because usually we go to Ride Makers for Rider, but that closed in downtown Disney. They also closed Build-A-Bear, so I was happy to find a Build-A-Bear at this mall because the kids, usually we get them something that they could make. So Ride Makers, you can make the car. Build-A-Bear, you can make a bear. So yeah. And then I just put some things that we did, Little Said Fun at Build-A-Bear. I guess I had a migraine that day. I went to Morphe and Typo because we don't have those stores here. Stayed dry during the rain. super pretty short sunset. I guess we caught that somewhere. Oh, I think I don't know. And then feeling pretty rested after yesterday's excitement. So this was just pretty much a chill day, so that was nice. Moving on, this was our last day in Disney. So like I said, we had our must-do list, and I just wrote that here. Soarin' over the world, had to get pennies, watch the fireworks, and then Thunder Mountain again. And then we started in Disney California Adventure, which means Radiator Springs Racer, Fast Pass, Toy Story Mania. The kids went on Grizzly, we went on Soarin', and then short nap time last day at Disney, and then we had a later night this day. We stayed a little bit later than we normally do. We hit up, I guess, both parks at nighttime, and then you can see our sad faces here. Got most of the must-dos done, and then I just wrote everything that we did. Fireworks, pennies, souvenirs, ended with Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, our SHOPIFY spirit jerseys, wheel free, which means we didn't bring the stroller, and then my grandma did stay back on this day also. And then no cars. Do we not go on Cars Land this day? Don't know. Late night Soarin', train ride, and fun. And then I just put until next year, and then I put sad and our SHOPIFY. Whenever we go to Disney, or California, we do 2 days in Legoland. The tickets is like buy one day, get one free. You're probably paying for both days. I don't know. There goes Zeus. But here's our second Legoland day. We just had McDonald's for breakfast. Legoland, this time we left. We went to Miniland. We usually don't walk through there. There's some new stuff. I think that's why we walked through there. And then we went to Sea Life, which I forgot how good it was. The last time we walked into Sea Life was a few years ago, and I think we're gonna make that a stop this year or every year because it was pretty good. Or I forgot how good it was. I need to open some canned juice. Oh my goodness. And then, okay, so strike 2 for Legoland, strike 3, and they just may be off of our itinerary. So apparently there's a wet floor in the restaurant that we went to, which is the one that has like, not a buffet, but it has like a salad bar, and then it has like 3 or 4 different choices for food. It's in the back left if you're walking into Legoland. Well, apparently there's a wet spot on the floor. Destiny slipped on it. She hit her head. She cried a little. She wasn't hurt too bad. And so the lady comes back, and I was like, then she's like, she didn't even ask if she was okay, first of all. And I was like, you really need to put a wet floor sign out if there's something spilled. And she's like, oh, I had to go grab towels first. Like, why would you go grab towels first before putting a wet floor sign? So I snapped at that. I left it at that. I wish I would have complained. This isn't the first time something dumb has happened. This was strike 2. Honestly, the kids love Legoland. They love the huge playground there, so that's why I kind of don't want to take it off our itinerary. But these strikes is just kind of big strikes, in effect, to the point where I'm going to take them off of our itinerary if something like major happens again. Okay, anyways, homework time. Start packing this day. One more strike and you're out. Legoland. Kids had fun on a splash battle. We went to Sea Life, which we liked, and yeah, I hope nothing else goes wrong, because like I said, the kids do love Legoland. Like, I don't want to take that off, but if stupid stuff is just gonna keep happening, like, just no. Okay, moving on to Sunday, which I believe was one of our last days here. We did have reservations at Goofy's Character Breakfast. I love this one. This was our first time there. It is so expensive, but so worth it that my dad was like, we're gonna go there twice this year, so I'll have to book that twice because he even loved it. My favorite part about Goofy's kitchen is their portion sizing. So they have tons of food, but their portions are so small that you really can try everything, like taste every single little thing. That's my favorite part about Goofy's kitchen, so I definitely recommend that. We did some downtown Disney shopping, and then we could just kind of relax during the day. I mean, this was a lot of jam-packed stuff, so we did relax, and then we did go shopping at the Orange Outlets, which I think we're gonna put on our itinerary this year because we did enjoy those too. And then pack. First timers at Goofy's kitchen. lots of last minute shopping, and then I just put we're gonna go to Goofy's Kitchen every year. Monday is when we came home. We had to return the wheelchair and then a stroller mate to drop off the stroller. We did sleep in this day. We always head to Golfland before we head to LA. Lunch at In-N-Out is always, and then depart, and arrived back home. All of our suitcases were surprisingly under 50 pounds, which is the limit for Hawaiian Airlines. Camelot Mini Golf was meh. I don't know, I think our kids were just being naughty, so it was like, okay, let's just go already. Lottery ticket search, Joe, quick drive to LA. It was super quick, there was no traffic. In-N-Out, last stop as usual. And then Rai did get sick on the plane. I think we had turbulence or something, but yeah, that is that. I just have some stickers in here. I don't know if I use these on the trip. I use some of them, like the characters. I will be bringing these stickers again next year, but I will be switching out planners. I bought a Foxy Fix, and I will show that when that time comes, when I set that one up, because I'll have to change like all the papers because it's a pink planner. And yeah, I will show you a setup when that time comes. I always make an itinerary on, well, lately I've been making it on just Silhouette Studio, and this is usually what it looks like. So I have all the days that we're there, usually depending on what I have room for, but and then just what we have planned for the day. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see what I do with this. So I have our what we're going to be doing each day, like so. I have the times that it opens and closes for each park. I write down like the events, so parade, fireworks, castle, and It's a Small World lighting, and then I write the times that it happens, and then Disney Junior, and then I have DJs down here as a time. So I have all of that for each of our Disney days, hours plus events, and then what we're going to be doing each day. And this is how I break it down and plan our trip. This works out really well, and I also give a copy to my dad, I give one to Jaden, and I give one to the hubs, so everybody kind of knows what we're doing. And yeah, that's that. And then all this is just really just decorations. I have a notebook in here that I never end up using, and that is that. This is a very long video. That is a flip through. That is how our trip went. I know this was a very long awaited video. I'm sorry it took so long. I just knew it would be a very heavy talking video, and I had so much like other stuff that I had to do. YouTube isn't always like first priority. It's usually like third, sometimes even fourth. But that is a flip through. That is how I use this. That is how our trip went. I'm going to continue to do this every single year just because I really enjoy the space for planning and journaling. Going to be using the same inserts for this year, the same style. Just everything about this way of journaling and planning makes me so happy about our vacations, about our trips, because it just works out so perfectly. So I hope you gained some inspiration on how you can plan and journal for your trip. And just the bigger daily on 2 pages, it just works. So anyways, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble and everything like that. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you always for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.